Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my updated Scarlet Witch Coco deck. So this is a really fun deck, and it can overwhelm the opponent because I am running 12 critical now. We'll go over the changes and how I feel like 12 critical has always been the most preferred trigger lineup for OTT decks. I feel like it gives Protect clans in general a lot more of just a push to try to kill the opponent early. Because you are more of a defensive play style. The more crits you can get in early, the better it can seal the deal for you to win the game as soon as you can. So 12 critical I feel like is the way to go with the witches. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. But with the witches, the nice thing about it is there's not a whole lot of options in terms of the grade 1 lineup. So I feel like the 4 sentinels, which is now a witch sentinel, so it has Witch in the name, and it's the better grade 1 Sentinel that has the Vanguard effect where you can ditch and draw when you place it on Vanguard Circle. So we'll go over it right now. Still for Scarlet Witch Coco. She's still one of the main one you want to ride first. Because when you ride on top of grade 2, you draw a card. If you don't, you won't do that. But if you ride on top of a grade 3, or when you re-ride her, you can counterblast 1 Soul Blast, 1 grade 3, and draw 2 cards. Discard any number of cards with Witch in the name, and get the same number of imaginary gift protects. So that allows you to get, usually it's going to be 2 gifts. Sometimes you just get 1. But you can get like gift 1, gift 2s. So it's very good if you re-ride it, or if you don't ride it as the first grade 3. So it's not a deal breaker if you have to ride it second. But the other grade 3, unchanged from before, is still Zozo. There is another grade 3, but it doesn't have, that's a witch card, but it doesn't have the protect gift, and it only has rearguard effect. So I don't feel like it's necessary, because this thing also has a rearguard effect. When it hits a Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 to draw a card. So I like that a lot. That's Vanguard or rearguard. So if you ride her first, you'll be relying on that effect a lot. And her other Vanguard effect is when it attacks, reveal any number of gift protects from the hand. And 3 units from your front row get plus 5,000 power for each, until the end of turn for each card revealed. So, the thing about Zozo is that it kind of forces you to want to play using Protect 1, which oftentimes in the current meta is the less ideal Protect card. I feel like Protect 2 just helps the clan a lot better. But that's the reason why I feel like Zozo, it's okay. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not as good as Coco. It is more of like a push for game sort of thing when you ride her as the final grade 3 though, because you'll get another gift, so you'll have like 2 in hand at that point, so you'll give like 10,000 to your front row. Next we're running 4 Silent Tom. He's still one of the better grade 2s for the clan. He's not a witch, so keep that in mind. But he gets, when he's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, you can counterblast 1 and he gets 6,000 power that turn. And during the battle that he attacks a Vanguard, and this is his continuous skill, Vanguard or Rearguard, the opponent cannot call normal units from G to hand. So one thing worth mentioning about that is that means that they cannot block with a grade 1 Sentinel, but they can block with a grade 0 Sentinel. The only thing is, the reason why I feel like that point is worth mentioning, but mostly in practice it's irrelevant, is because if you're running 12 crit and you're up against Silent Tom, you're going to have an easy time blocking this guy with your like critical triggers to defend with. So it's not the end of the world if you're running grade 1 Sentinels. That's why I feel like it's good. It's worth mentioning, but it is, in practice, it's irrelevant. And of course, if you're in a mirror matchup, you've got gift as well. So anyway, moving on, we've got Topaz Witch Peepee. She has a Vanguard Rearguard effect during your turn if your hand is 4 or more. She's kind of almost like she has the old Oracle skill, which was 5 cards or more in hand, but this is 4 cards or more in hand. She gets 2,000 power, but it's only during your turn. When rode upon by a unit with Witch, you get to Soul Blast 1 to draw a card. So she keeps in line with the Soulless build, which is what the witches in OTT are known for. They're always referred to as the Soulless build, because OTT used to be about building up soul for CEO and stuff like that. And the last grade 2 is another witch card, Yellow Witch Mei. When placed on Rearguard Circle, look at the top card of the deck and put it on the top or the bottom of the deck. So it helps you cycle for your triggers, essentially. And since we went 12 of them, this card just becomes a lot stronger. Next we run 4 Coral Witch Zaza. So this is the reason why I really feel like 12 critical is the way to go. Because not only is this a Grade 1 Sentinel, it's a Witch card, and it has, when placed, draw a card and discard a card from your hand. So it has more utility than your generic Sentinel. And the fact that it's a Witch card and a Sentinel is just perfect for this deck. It's perfect justification for 12 critical, if 12 critical wasn't scary enough. Next we run 4 Sprout Witch Roro. So she has a rearguard effect and a soul effect. Let's go over her soul effect first. When she's in the soul, when your Grade 3 Greater Vanguard is placed, Soul Blast 1 and call this card from soul to R. So she is sort of like Lulu, Little Witch Lulu. Scarlet Witch Lulu, was it Scarlet Witch Lulu or Little Witch? It was Little Witch Lulu, which was the forerunner for OTT way back in the OG Vanguard. She kind of took that effect, so she basically Soul Blasts the 0 to call herself out. So again, it's basically soulless build. It's that whole like playstyle. So both are good ride targets if you open up early with Grade 1s. Obviously she's preferred over this one. You don't want to ride a Sentinel unless you have another choice. But I like that it has that Vanguard effect. Next we are running 4 Oracle Guardian Gemini. You could run 3 or 2 of this and run 2 of the Witch. I think it was Ray, the one that is a 7k attack, 7k base, but it is a 15k shield. You could run that. It's a Witch card, so it's worth mentioning. But I'm running this just for the max column lines and the unflip potential. So, but you could run like 1 of that other card or 2 of that other card, and I think it would be fine. My last Grade 1 is 2 Petal Fairy, because Petal Fairy is pretty good at. You don't have to have. There's nothing in the deck that forces you to have its effect only when you have no soul, as far as I remember. Yeah, so if you have no soul, I mean, this allows you to build up more soul, I guess, because this effect is rearguard circle, put it into the soul, look at the top card of the deck, put it on the top or the bottom of the deck. If you put it on the bottom, choose one of your units, and it gets 5,000 power. So, pretty decent card to power up a unit, give you soul, and cycle through your deck for a trigger. So that's why I like it in the deck. For trigger lineup, Battle Sister Ginger is the reason why we are allowed to run 12 critical now. So with Battle Sister Ginger, you've got a new critical trigger, relatively new, not super new, but it was in the set before, set 6, set 5. And then, of course, your Oracle Guardians and your Psychic Birds, the original ones from the BT1s, and the BT1 Sphere Magus. And I dropped one. And Lozenge Magus, the BT1 Lozenge Magus. So, that's the updated Witch deck. I like it at 12 critical a lot more. You got a lot of good defensive capabilities. 12 crit. And the Sentinel Grade 1 is more shield than 4 draw Sentinels. Just do the math and you'll figure out you've got like, I think it's 10, you end up with like 10k more shield or something like that. Somewhere between 10 and 20 shield more. I think it's just 10 shield more. But anyway, you have more defense with 12 critical than you do with only the draw triggers and 8 critical. So makes the deck a lot more pressuring, and it could just potentially like crit kill the opponent early. So that's what I like about it. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree, let me know what your lineup would be if you weren't running 12 crit with the Witch build, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.